Okay, can you walk us through BUNDLEGATE?
No receipts were ever produced. My husband went off on Kay. I went off on Kay. She literally hung the phone up in my face.
Well, he's cute. I might put him in Potomac. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come right on to Potomac. Oh.
What's up, Sky Squad? We are back in the building, and it is a Belle Collective kind of day. We got Latrice Rogers in the house.
Hey!
What's up?
Nothing. Like, listen, keep in mind, I always lose my AirPods, so I had to get these little things right here. So.
Oh, it's okay. We understand. You know, if I ever feel like I'm losing mine, I'm like in a panic. So I definitely understand. I
always like wear one, and I bought like 3 cases. Like every time I lose them, somebody always buy me another case. And I lose the same exact one. Like, I'm like, I don't understand.
All right, so let's get into the reunion. Now, the last time I spoke to you, we were interviewing you with Suave Magazine, and now we're up into the reunion. I want to know, what was your thoughts and feelings going into this? Because this is your first reunion.
Oh, it was so emotional, so all over the place, because a lot of, I was being accused of a lot of stuff. And then, people that I thought were for me were turning against me. And I'm like, is this gang up on Latrice Day? It was just so overwhelming, like so emotional. I think I went up to my room when we took a break. Like I was literally crying. My husband was furious. He was like, what's going on? I'm crying, telling him, and he's like, no. So it was a lot. It was definitely a lot.
Did you have a plan sort of going into the reunion? Did you know beforehand this is going to be a little crazy?
Okay, this is the thing. I was prepared for Marie to throw little stuff at me about the hair, because she always brings up the hair situation. So I was prepared for that. But everything else, no, I was not. I was definitely not.
So speaking of the hair, that's the first thing I want to address. Okay, can you walk us through BUNDLEGATE?
Oh my God.
In its entirety from your perspective?
Man, okay, when I say I'm so tired of talking about hair, it's more things going on in the world than talking about freaking hair. But, okay, so the thing with the hair, I'll take you back to the beginning. It's like 2019, and we're shooting a pilot. So keep in mind, I've never met Marie, haven't heard of her, haven't seen her, don't know anything about her. Didn't even know that she was a cast member on the show.
Okay, I was about to ask you that question.
When she came in, I did not know she was a castmate.
Okay.
So, I'm learning this as things go.
Gotcha.
But anyways, so basically me and Antoinette, we're there, we want mimosas and food, and a good brunch, because I've actually never really been to a brunch. I don't care for them, so I don't go. But, I did that, because of the show. And then, of course, to show Tisha support. Anyways, so Marie walks in, and she has like this, extravagant outfit on. And it wasn't a long, drawn-out conversation. I think everybody in the room turned their head. Like, literally, everybody in the room turned their head when she walked in. So it was one of those things like, wow. And we went on to the next conversation. It wasn't a big, oh, my God, what is she wearing? This is so ugly, which it wasn't flattering, but I don't sit here and indulge and just talk about people constantly. Like, okay, we see it, on to the next. It's not a big deal. So me and Antoinette and another girl, we're sitting here, we're just talking about like general stuff. And I think she was telling me like, hey, this is your hair, and, just showing me the hair. And I'm like, okay, girl, this is hair. And that's when Marie butts in, and, you see what happened. So for her to say that things happened that were cut, no, it wasn't any major cuts in it. That's what it was. It wasn't a conversation where we talked about your outfit and you felt attacked. Like, how could you feel attacked? We didn't care. Like, we want mimosas and food.
So when she sat down, did you know right then and there, okay, this is Marie and she is the person that bought, some of my hair? Or did you just discover it when she said it?
I discovered it when she said it. Like, I've never met this lady before. I didn't know anything about her. I didn't even know she was a cast mate. So when she came in and when she said that, I instantly got offended because the cameras are here and, we have people that are sitting at the table. These are potential customers. What if they're actually listening to what you're saying? And, they go tell somebody, oh, I was at a brunch and this lady came in and she said this, that, and the third about Goddess Lynch. When one person hates you, everybody seems to jump on the bandwagon. So it's so much going through my head at this specific moment. And I'm like, I know this lady did. Right. I was so mad. I didn't see it coming. I didn't expect it to come.
So during the reunion, she said there was a moment where you flexed for the camera. What did she mean by that?
That's what I don't know. If she can elaborate on how I flexed for the camera, and I swear to God, I do not know what she means by I flexed for the camera. What it was, we was at the brunch, that incident happened and I left. Like, I literally left. Afterwards, I can say that Lateshia reached out to me and she was like, hey, I didn't expect it to go like that. That's my friend. And she actually spoke highly of Marie. And because she did that, and then I learned that she was a castmate and I'm like, okay, well, let me make this right. Even though, hey, Marie, can you produce receipts? No receipts were ever produced, but, we're castmates and let me just go ahead and make it right. Shut you up real quick. This is my business. I don't need you going bad mouthing my business, because people can say certain things and, like I said, people believe that. And That's just what I don't want because I know I'm a great businesswoman. Great. And I work hard for everything that I have. And I don't need nobody trying to tear me down because there's just something that I would never do to a person. So gave her hair. We were actually cordial. We were super cordial, like we was texting. She actually came to my store. We sat there and we talked for hours. Like,
was that filmed or was it not filmed?
No, this is after. Keep in mind,
so this is just you making it right.
This is us outside of the whole brunch, the pilot. Keep in mind, this is the pilot in 2019. All of this is taking place in 2019. So gave her more hair. We were cordial. She was actually a decent person, so I thought. And didn't hear anything else about the hair, the situation until a year and a half later when the show aired. And I'm like, wait a minute, where did this come from? I thought we were cordial. Like, I didn't see it coming because I thought it was squashed in 2019. So
was this after you guys had filmed that you guys became cool, or was it sort of in between the pilot and the next round of filming?
It was between the pilot and the next round of filming. So after the pilot, I could say maybe I don't know. I don't know the timeline. It's been so long ago. But anyways, in between that, we were cordial. We became cordial.
Okay. So then I'm just trying to get the timeline right so I have a better picture. So then when you guys go back to filming, that's kind of when the two of you are, because it seemed like, based on the way we saw it, it just seemed like you guys never really kind of gelled beyond that.
No, we were super cordial. Like I'm telling you, in between, it was good. It was great. And it was even to the point, like when we figured out we got picked up, I created a group message with all of the girls, like, hey, we're gonna go through this together, sisterhood bond. Let's talk about things. If you didn't like something, put it in here. If you do like something, put it in here. This is like your safe zone. So I created that group message for all of the women to, be able to, just vent out to each other because, no one around us is going through this but us. So let's do it together and let's do it the right way. So that's why I created the group message. And even then, Like when we first, when we shot our first episode, minus the pilot, me and Marie was still cordial. Like we would make little jokes in a group message, like she'll be like, "Bye, poodle," and you know, I'm like, "Marie, I'm not picking up what you putting down." Like we was literally in a group message making jokes like this. So, you know, we get on into filming and, you know, I'm like, you know, first I'm thinking, is she putting on a show? But then, you know, she's hitting below the belt. And I'm like, wait a minute now. Are you serious or are you not? Like, I don't know. Like, I couldn't get what angle she was coming from because I'm thinking, like I said, maybe she's putting on for the show or is she serious? But come to find out, she was dead serious and I didn't understand where that came from.
Wow. Okay. So now I have a better picture of what's going on, at least from your perspective. So then you guys get to the reunion and it seemed like for the viewer that there was a lot of discussion about some things that occurred off camera. Mm-hmm. Now, just to finish up with the hair, and then we'll kind of move on to that. To finish up with the hair, was there something that happened between the hair and the stylist and Marie getting the hair?
Listen, even the stylist did a whole, he did a whole live video, and the stylist, super sweet. He basically said that the hair Marie was had on the episode 1 was not the same hair that she wore to the reunion. So I don't know how true it is, but I don't know what happened. I didn't listen. At this point, if I gave you more hair, it's not my concern what happened. I gave you more hair. So what's the big deal? Like, anything else other than that is null and void. What is the freaking big deal? What are we arguing about?
Okay. So now I want to get to the reunion because again, like we're watching it. I was kind of clueless. Like, I don't know what they're talking about. Because obviously it was some things that had maybe come out about Marie. I've seen some things, but I've not been as clued in on it as I probably, could be. Mm-hmm. But I also like to keep what I discuss really kind of related to the show. You know what I mean? Just as a viewer of the show and as a reviewer of the show. Yes. Because whatever else, a person has going on in their life, I try to show people a lot of grace. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just because everybody been through some things. Of course. But apparently there have been some allegations about her that have come out that she says aren't true. And so if she's saying they aren't true, then I'm gonna give her that grace and say, okay, we rocking with that. Mm-hmm. What do you have to do with that? And why is it being directed towards you?
Listen, and that was one of the things I was like, oh my God, are you serious? Girl, you can't be. So the thing with the whole blogger, Kaylon, of course, went to talk to the blogger. So when I found out that Kaylon was going to talk to the blogger, I called her and I was like, hey, Kaylon, this is not a good idea. My husband heard me. He literally snatched the phone and him and Kay are going back and forth about why she should not go talk to the blogger. People are grown. They do as they please. So being that she's still going to talk to the blogger, I asked her, hey, can you possibly tell him not to talk about Tisha? So of course, I think Kaylon did do it. She told me that she told him to not talk about Tisha. Anyways, the blogger recorded their conversation. And I think he got mad at Kay from what I'm told. And he released the audio of him and Kay talking prior to us going on stage at the reunion. Marie gets a hold of this video. She sends it to Tisha. Keep in mind, me and Tisha are really, really cool. Like, we're on the phone with each other every day. Our husbands are going out. We're hanging. Like, everything is good. I work in, I own a salon. And a lot of things come through my salon. And Jackson is so small you can hear something instantly. I heard something. I brought it back to Lateshia, and I was like, hey, Tisha, you don't owe me an explanation. I don't even want you to explain. I just want to give you the heads up because this is what people are saying. Now, what you want to do with it is what you do with it. I hope that you jump on top of it, and that's just that, and leave it at that. So that's what Tisha was talking about. And it was the whole thing about the baby. And, I felt like that was serious. So I needed to tell her. But, my husband was like, no, you shouldn't have did it. And I'm like, that was my friend. So I feel like I owed her that. But keep my mouth closed from here on out. Unless you're about to die, I will not tell you anything. So back to the reunion. The audio was released like minutes prior to going on stage, and I guess Marie sent it to Tisha, and Tisha's listening to all these different things in her head. And when we get on stage, everybody's of course accusing me of going to a blogger. Listen, my thing is, I have no reason to go to a blogger. Like, I have no motive. Especially when it comes to Marie. You didn't interfere with taking coins out of my mouth. Actually, by you talking about the hair, it made more people buy the hair. So I'm definitely not mad at you. It's no reason I would be mad at you. For number two, if I was talking about and this is another thing. Listen, I'm gonna go back and forth because there's so much that I can say about this situation. If Marie felt so strong about the blogger, we shot the reunion in January. You wait to now to blow up about it. If you was that mad, or if you feel like I did that much to you, then I think you would have handled it right then and there because you're so mad now. Mm-hmm. For two, let's take Tisha, for example. At the reunion, she was mad, of course. Afterwards, she went out and, you call this person and call that person to find out what you want to find out. Tisha found out, of course, that it wasn't me. Me and Tisha are good to this day. Me and Tisha are great. Another thing, if you felt like I was going to talk to
so she found out that you had nothing to do with it?
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Tisha did. So me and Tisha are good. Like I'm not a vindictive person. I feel like God put me here for a reason, and because he put me here for a reason, I have a purpose, and my purpose is not to go out and trash or try to turn to somebody's business. I firmly believe in karma, honey. Firmly believe in it. So no, and especially if I don't have a motive or a reason to do anything to you, like I'm not. But anyways, like I was saying, another thing, if Marie felt like I was going to the bloggers at the reunion, her husband Cedric was there. He literally came to sit on a couch with me and my husband, not even 6 feet away. And he's telling me how amazing of a person I am, how you're an amazing woman. I respect what you're doing. Now, if you feel like somebody did something devious to your wife or, your wife, would you even engage with them in any type of way? I know my husband won. He'll be looking at them crazy like, what? It's just so many different things. Like, I have no reason to dislike you. We were cordial. I wanted to keep that going. She made it into something that it was not. And even on the show, if you notice, you could tell I don't like to argue with people. I don't like beef at all. I just want to run my business peacefully and take care of my family. It's my business and my family. That's all that I'm focused on. And trying to tarnish somebody, I wouldn't. I would not.
Is this something that you and Marie, outside of the cameras, could ever have a discussion about? Because I understand that, and people, I think she probably believes what she believes. And so in her mind, it's true.
Exactly. That's what it is.
And so we can't fault her for that. But is there any way that you think maybe we can have a one-on-one conversation?
That's another thing. Like in between filming or whatever, like I said, the second episode, because the first episode was really the pilot. We were still cordial. Like, we was literally still cordial. It was nothing. in between that, like, I've tried to have conversations with Marie. Like, it was this one time I called her and I was like, hey, Marie, you know, let's talk about the show or whatever. Well, no, I texted her first and was like, hey, let's talk about the show. Called her. She literally hung the phone up in my face. And I was like, okay. I texted Tisha and I was like, Tisha, what's going on with your girl? Because at this point, I'm still confused. Like, you know, what's going on? I thought we were good. Like, we're going to do this show together and that's just going to be that. We're going to make a great show. That's it. With her, it's something else in mind. Like, I don't know. So I've tried several times to be cordial with her. You know, I don't want to have to be around a person and then, you know, be beefing. Like, I can't even imagine myself somewhere fighting or, you know, none of that. Getting put out of a restaurant for arguing with you. Like, no, I can't.
So why is she so adamant in her belief that it is you that has something to do with this?
So listen, I honestly don't know. Marie, you know, I think, you know how in Mississippi, like I said, everybody knows literally everybody. And I think she's trying to talk to people and they're saying maybe Latrice is doing it, you know, because she has this beef with me already. So it would fit that I would do it.
Gotcha.
But I honestly don't have any beef with her, so I have no reason to do it. You know, I think it's more so outside opinions, kind of putting stuff together. And, you know, that's the thing. But another thing, let me rewind once again about the blog. So when, you know, this is Mississippi. We really have nothing really, you know, going on as far as like reality shows. This is like foreign to us because we don't really have that. We have Bring It, but, you know, not really anything that's, you know, like this. So when the pilot first came out, we all started advertising the pilot. The blogger instantly picked it up. Like, I'm about to roast these women, you know, these women. I'm gonna say women. I'm about to roast these women, yada, yada, yada. So in the group message that I formed, we all agreed that we wouldn't indulge in anything that the blogger is saying. Like, you know, let's just not indulge because, you know, you mix fire with fire, you get a bigger fire. The first episode aired. That's when he went live and everybody was shook because it was like he was, you know, talking about literally, I think he talked about maybe everybody except Antoinette at this time, you know, because Antoinette's a doctor. So, you know, you see doctor and, you know, you just know. So he pretty much kind of talked about everybody. Marie was the only one who fed into him. The only one. Everybody else was like, we don't care. Like, we're doing a show. We don't care. We have better things to worry about. So when she did that, he instantly, you know, like I always tell people, if something works for your business, you're going to continue to do it. And he gained a greater following and more people started tuning in because this is something that people are interested in. And then you and her going back and forth, you know, they're just fire feeding fire. We got on a phone call with Tisha and we was like, hey, Tisha, because she was really cool with Marie at this point. We was like, can you tell your girl not to talk to the blogger or not to engage in anything that he has going on? And, you know, I think Tisha talked to her, but I don't know if it worked or not, but it's kind of like this ongoing thing back and forth with both of them. So listen, for her to put me in the mix of the blogger, like, girl, I have never seen this guy, talk to him or anything. And if you did your research, you can find it out. And I think she knows it. If Tisha knows it, you know it too. If your husband know it, you know it too.
So how are you and Kaylon at this point? Kaylon?
Oh, me and Kay are good.
Okay.
Me and Kaylon are really good. One thing I can say is Kay, you know, I don't condone what she did, you know, but one thing I have to respect about that girl is she stand in anything that she does, she stands in it and she's like, yep, I did it, or I did it for this reason right here. And the reason why Kaylon did it is because, you know, Marie was such, like, it's so much behind the scenes stuff. You know, she was such a bully. And Kaylon felt like she kept attacking me. She kept attacking Antoinette. And she's like, well, and the thing is, Kaylon she went to the blogger. She didn't give the blogger any information. Jackson is small. People know everybody's business anyways. She went to the blog to see if she can get more information, if that makes sense. Like I said, it does not make it right at all. And my husband went off on Kay. I went off on Kay. And we both did for going to talk to this blogger, but she still did. And when she did, I tried to throw, hey, can you tell him not to talk to Tisha? You know, I don't care about Marie, but can you tell him not to talk about Tisha? And that's another thing. If I was talking to the blogger, why would I need to tell Kay to go, you know, to go do something? Like, it don't make sense. I could just easily call him up if I knew him and be like, hey, don't talk about my girl Tisha. I won't have to go through Kaylon to do that.
Gotcha. So yeah, I think those were mainly the things that I felt like a lot of us were, as a viewer, I was like, now, I didn't see this during the season. What are they talking about right now?
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm like, why would you bring up this blogger and put him on your platform? No one knew this besides like Mississippians, and maybe, you know, it leaked out to a few more people, but it wasn't as big as it is now. So
anything else from the reunion that you kind of want to like elaborate on that maybe we're seeing in this second part of it?
I'm trying to think. I think the second part is more so about the husbands. And I think that's pretty much it.
So where are you with your relationships with everyone now?
I'm good with everyone except Marie. Like, I woke up one morning and she had threatened me and told me if I see you somewhere, and I'm like, what? And everybody's calling me like, why is she so mad at you? I'm like, I don't know, you know.
How do you respond to that? Like, what do you do when that happens?
I'm one of those people who, like, I don't really dwell on stuff. Like, you know, if it happens today, I'm over it tomorrow. I'm that type of person. Like, I don't care. So only thing I can do is delete it off my page and keep moving. Like, I don't lose sleep over it. Like, you don't dictate my life. My money still flows in, and there's just that.
Oh man, you know, I hate that it's gotten to this point, because I think that there's a space where everybody can exist and talk about the show and have a good time with it. And all of y'all are so beautiful. I just want, you know, I want y'all to win. So
me
bad,
too.
you know,
And I'm
all of y'all.
always an advocate for women winning, and which is why I was so mad at the reunion, because, you know, I do a lot of work out here in the community, and it's, you know, I have a sister program, and, you know, I do a lot of stuff for the homeless, and then, you know, for people to see me on TV, and, you know, I'm rah, and, you know, Marie's accusing me of doing all these, you know, terrible things, and I don't want the community, like, I'm good in the community, because I'm out here knee deep. You know, and I just don't want them to look at me and be like, oh, she's that type of person. Because if you ask anybody about me, I don't care. No one's going to send you an email saying, oh, she's this type of person. They're going to be like, oh, she's this type of person. I love her. Like, I don't do mischievous stuff to anybody. I don't want it to come back on me, so I wouldn't dare do it to them.
So how do you move forward at this point? Like, what do you, I mean, it seems like it took a real bad left turn.
Look, it's getting dark. I know it's dark. My screen is dark. Yeah, it did. It definitely took a left turn. How I move on is just focus on me and my life. Like, what matters to me.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I sleep good every night. I don't have a worry in the world. Look, a couple of worries in my business, but I just keep it moving.
Well, I just want to say thank you for being, so open and transparent and, giving us your take on the reunion and everything that's gone down with it. We appreciate hearing from you and hearing your perspective because there was so much that we didn't understand. So thank you so much for giving us clarity. Anything that you want to address before we go?
I don't know. I'm trying to think anything that I've heard that I want to address. Is there anything you heard? I don't know. I think we addressed everything.
I think for the most part, you answered the questions that I had. Because these were I'm glad we did this because I was like, I had so many questions. And I even told Lateshia, I said, I got so many questions because I was so confused, but I think you cleared up a lot for us in this interview.
Yeah.
And y'all know how to reach out to me and I know how to reach out to y'all. So if I got a follow-up question.
Yeah, just contact me. I'm transparent. I have nothing to hide. And one thing about me, anything can be fact-checked behind me.
Okay. And before we go, tell everybody everywhere they can find Latrice Rogers, all your products and everything. We want to make sure we get that. And I'm going to put it on the screen as well, too.
Okay, so Instagram, it's Latrice Rogers, Goddess Lens, Essential_Beauty. Facebook, it's Latrice Rogers, Essential Beauty, Goddess Lens Virgin Hair. Man, it's hard keeping up with all these social media, but Twitter, I don't even know it. I have to DM it to you.
Wait, I got a question. Since I got you on the line, can I use Essential for my beard?
Yes, we have some growth serum. It's really, really good. Great with beards. I need to send you some.
Girl, I'm gonna buy it. I want to support.
Oh my God! Thank you.
No, that's how we doing it around here. I'm gonna buy it and then I'm gonna talk about it on the show after I use it.
Yes.
All right, Latrice, thank you so much. Skye Squad, thank you so much for watching this interview. If we have more questions for Latrice, we're gonna pick up that good email and we're gonna send her a publicist an email and we're gonna get her back on the line. But until next time, we'll check on you hopefully in the next couple of months and see how you're doing and hopefully you'll come back. Great, yay. I'll hold you to that. All right, cool. Skye Squad, we are out. Bye. All right.